he's got a good lick on for a van driver. I said lick. Oh dear, I'm nearly out of fuel.
Is that the petrol station which asks you to take your helmet off?
Yeah, we're going to go to a proper petrol station, not an arse petrol station. Right. Woo! This is so they can see the terror in my eyes when I'm riding it.
I still love the headlights.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like them, but I prefer
how's
those.
That?
Yeah.
Better?
Both are lovely. I prefer these headlights to the original circular ones.
Yeah.
And much
they're a
better
very nice
than the
teardrop compromise between the circular ones and the angular ones. Ready, bitch?
All right.
Ah, self-cancelling indicators as well.
That sounds good.
Huh?
That sounds good.
Can't hear you! I did hear you, I was joking.
Yes, hilarious.
Woohoo! Well, Bally Ho, welcome everybody to the final review, the big, full, HD, wonderful review.
Hello.
Feature film length, well it might be actually. They do tend to become feature film length, my videos. Review, there we go, of the newish 2018 Triumph Speed Triple RS. Yes, RS. Now, if you've already seen my little review, which was just a first ride of this bike, you'll know that one of my pet peeves is the fact there's no quick shifter on it. Apparently, having spoken to Triumph, they decided that although this is the flagship model, they thought quick shifter could still be an optional extra, because it has got loads of other nice stuff on it. But if they went with cruise control over a quick shifter, then they're absolute idiots.
Has it got cruise control?
Yeah, I got cruise control.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that.
Which I do miss on my Thruxton.
What, cruise control?
Well, you know the crap rides I tend to go on where I'm just commuting to your house or something. Also, cruise control is more economical because you just sit at a speed and you don't get a bit too throttle happy. People should know my first impressions already. What are your first impressions, Bigglesworth?
It looks beautiful, although I'm not a fan of the matte paint, but it looks fantastic in white.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It does sound rather good, doesn't it? But you're going to be getting a good, a better sound from it because you're behind.
I'll get a lovely view of you disappearing into the distance.
Well, I don't know because I'm a bit of a pansy, so.
No, it's the swing arm's a thing of just absolute beauty.
You're right. Well, we'll get to that in the walk around. In fact, what we could do is a dual walk around. What do you reckon to that?
Yep, sounds
right,
good.
Well, we'll go. First stop then is the Ivanhoe Beacon for the walk around. What do you reckon?
Yes. This
is where I wheelied it. Whoops! I did it again.
Yeah.
But that time I was actually slightly sideways, so I wiggled a little bit. It hasn't got a steering damper. By the way, are you in sport mode?
Yes.
You weren't, were you?
Yes.
So, yes, we were talking about your first impressions of this motor beast.
Yes.
So what, you liked the wheels. Why did you like the wheels?
Because they're lovely 5-spoke ones. They look beautiful. The old ones were fine. They look like the lightweight ones from the original
You're
Speed
right.
R.
Actually, it wasn't the original, was it? It was the second, or was it the first ever R in 2011?
The first ever R.
Right. See, it's not as flickable as the Street, obviously, but we've worked out that it's only 20 kilograms heavier, with an extra, what did we say, 25 brake horsepower.
Yep.
So it should have, and it's the torque as well. Obviously, triple engines are
I think the torque is going to be the difference.
Triple engines are quite torquey. What do we say? Well, 76 foot-pounds of torque. I'll clarify that again. I've forgotten already. It's 117 newton meters, but that makes no sense to me because I'm not French. I am not a cheese-eating surrender monkey who likes le fromage.
What's it got on the... Because the Street has got the big piston showers on the front.
Yeah, this has got
and
big piston O-lins.
Ah, that's got that. Oh, okay.
Fully adjustable O-lins on the front with fully adjustable monoshock O-lins on the rear.
Lovely.
But that was the other thing. If it's the top of the range, why? If you look at other brands like Honda and BMW, they've got on their S1000s and stuff like that, they've got electronic suspension. And Triumph do electronic suspension. There is a lorry coming on the corner, sir.
Yeah. I don't think it needs it.
But Triumph do electronic suspension. So they may not need it, but if it's a flagship toy, what's wrong with putting it on? I mean, obviously it's probably an extra 1,200 quid.
Yeah.
All clear?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Blimey! I obviously need to change down a bit more.
My little Fluxton's not slow. As well you know. Okay, trying to keep up with you. I think that was the first time I've ever hit the rev limiter on this bike.
Whoopsie! So we were still talking about your first impressions. You said about the wheels. What other things stood out for you initially? Do you like the keyless ignition, for example?
I'm not too bothered about keyless ignition.
Yeah.
I'll admit. I could live without it. I think it's a bit unnecessary. But you know, is there a backup? So if the battery runs out,
the key's in it. Yeah. There's a key in the fob.
But is there actually a ignition key?
Yeah, you have to sort of. The main sensor is under the back seat.
Okay.
So if it all goes wrong, you just sort of have to attach it magnetically to the thing under the back seat, and it will start via magnetism rather than electricity.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good to know.
So there's that backup. So you don't actually shove a key in it. So no, not in the conventional sense. No, there isn't a backup.
Well, there's a backup, but not.
But it's not with a key.
Love the lights. Same as my old Street Triple RS.
Yeah.
I think they look fantastic. They work really well. The LEDs look really good in the lights. It looks so... I've got to admit, I think it's a fantastic looking bike. It just looks so purposeful and squat, and it's hunched forward.
It's got a nice hunch to it. It does tilt, it does canter you forward slightly, which is very good considering it's a naked bike and you're not holding on all the time.
Yeah, it just looks so... It looks really, really good. I love it.
Do I look out of proportion on it, or do I look it all right?
No, you look all right.
Cool. Well, because on the Street Triple, I feel like I'm too big for it.
Yeah, I did. I felt that myself. You sat on it and see yourself in a shop window and go, I look like a fat bloke on a small bike.
Yeah, it's like me and the photographs on my old Street Triple.
Still love the fact that Triumph have stuck with the twin exhausts.
Oh, the high level one?
Yeah, I'm so pleased because obviously with whole mass centralisation and all that sort of thing.
Oh, everyone talks about the fact that they're not the de rigueur anymore. You're meant to have low down pipe, keep the weight lead low, and under seat pipes are too high up.
Yeah, but they look great.
Do they? They look good, do they?
Yeah.
Lovely. It goes well.
Yeah, does it? I like the fact that on the arrows they don't have the yellow arrows.
Yeah, they've
thing,
kept it
but it's silver.
monochromatic.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a little small touch, but it looks good.
So
Love the
it looks in proportion, does it?
Yeah. The red
Good.
stitching on the seat, beautiful.
Lovely. The seat is comfortable, I'll give you that.
Red pinstripe on the wheel, beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Go on, go up the inside.
Coming back. Oh, the front came up again. In third. Right. Time for the walk around. Now, here we have it. The 1050 Triumph Speed Triple RS. There's Bigglesworth, looking like a Michelin. And, well, what we got here? We got the Brembo brakes. We got the Öhlins shocks, the big ones with the full adjustment here. Let's have a look. Quite tricky to get at, I suppose. But there we are. That's all there.
That is very pretty.
Yes, the very, very
shiny.
pretty dog
So, hang on,
bone
it's
clamp.
caught in the sun. Look
There
at
we
that.
are. Look
Lovely.
at that. It's all sort of a carbon effect. It's very, very pretty. Very nice.
Quality, everything's. It just looks so.
Everything's very well made. The
quality's lovely.
plastics are very well made as well. Now, there's the air intake between the eyes there. Well, it does look like an upside down alien with nostrils there and lights. I've never seen that before. Anyway, you have the carbon effect mudguard there with the T on the front. So liquid cooled, obviously. And again, I think like the older Speed Triple, the last iteration, they'd narrowed the front radiator, you see. So it's a much slimmer motorcycle. So
wow, that rear shock has got so much adjustment on it.
well, we're going to get to the rear in a second, sir. So, here we are. And it's got this powder-coated frame again. I keep mentioning this, but it's such a good finish everywhere. And you've got the carbon effect radiator cowls. You've got LED indicators.
It's the quality of the fixings that I love. These weird style bolts, I love them.
Yeah, well, they were on the, I think they were on the old one.
They're on the Street RS as well. But I love these. That is lovely.
Yeah, that's the swing arm embellisher, which if you're going to use an ABBA stand, you have to take those off. So the ABBA stand can fit in that hole
they're
there.
just machined so beautifully. I can't believe I'm actually enthusiastic about that.
Oh, it's all beautifully finished. There's an ordinary plastic reservoir there. And here's the front brake reservoir there. The levers are very nice, fully adjustable.
Lovely wheels.
Brembo brakes, obviously. And on the clutch as well. Cable operated there. It's obviously ride-by-wire throttle. Now, back to here on the outside, you've got the high-level twin exhaust. You've got these nice carbon effects over the heat shields for the exhausts. The subframe, again, very nice. And it's stylishly painted with the black above, a sort of a bright silver subframe, but then with a sort of a metallic gun grey frame. And
there's the one difference because the old R had the red subframe.
Yes.
And it
yes,
does.
It did.
I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sure about it at first.
The pinstripe wheels and the red flash there is actually a bit more dark. I like it.
Yeah.
It's got the raised Triumph lettering like on our Thruxtons rather than the Ghost Triumph on the other Speed Triples. Single-sided swing arm, and this is the wheel that Bigglesworth was banging on about. It's very nice indeed. Nice and thin. The actual arms, the spokes of the wheels are nice. The wheel is nice and thin.
Gone are the days where mirrors were just shitty-looking
Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's the rear hugger, and I love the way it's formed, this swing arm. It's kind of a skeletonized swing arm with the chain and the chain guard going through there. Now, the old one was like that as well, but it just looks curvier. It's very sexy, and the hub's nice too.
The tyres look very, very grippy, but probably not very good in the wet.
They won't be good in the winter. They'll take a while to heat up. So there we have it. There's the walk around.
I'll tell you what, the controls do look nice and chunky on this one. Again, it's an area that Triumph have really picked up on. You look at even just like a couple of years back, that's much better quality.
Right, time for some photos and some exhaust ejaculations. Right.
Just give it a quick rev while I'm right next to it.
Okay, hang on. Right.
You're going to get good sound from mine.
That'll do. There we go.
Oh, I love the smell of exhaust in the morning.
Yeah, oh, it's a good smell, isn't it? Right.
It's a nice looking bike, but it's not as good looking as mine.
No. Hello.
Hello. I'll watch you go off quickly. Right, gotta catch up.
Yes, you do have to be quite gentle with the throttle when it's in sport mode if you don't want the traction control to kick in because you're lifting the front wheel. You can't just go blah like you can with the Thruxton. You actually have to be mildly sensible. Well, I saw the red line then, in third. I won't tell you what that equates to.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this bike. Obviously, you've got nowhere near the revs you have on your one.
Yeah, we've got 11,200's the red line.
Wow, nice. Mind you, that's nowhere near as crazy as the street.
Well, that's 13, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's better. I mean, the old speed triple used to be 10,000. So they have, with their tinkering and fettling, gone up to 11.2, which is quite good for the 1 litre bike, I'd have thought.
Any obvious flat spots on it?
No.
None whatsoever.
It's, I seem to remember the Street Triple, when it first came out, had a flat spot at around 4,500 RPM, but they ironed that out with a remap.
Yeah.
But no, nothing stands out on this one.
Now the problem with that, sometimes if you've got this perfectly flat torque curve, you can lose a bit of personality. But what do you reckon on it?
It's definitely got a personality. It's shout and shout again.
So your kind of bike?
It's basically a general melt chip bike.
One of the things I love about Triumph triples is that the fact that they change character throughout the rev range.
Yeah.
They start off burbly, then they get a bit roary,
Yeah.
and then they get crazy mental, like race car noise at the top end.
Yeah.
I love that change in personality. It's fantastic.
Well, it's like it does start to sound a bit like an old Formula 1 car in the top revs.
Yes.
So, suspension test. Obviously, it's not fully set up properly. Probably quite neutral, but it's quite firm. Definitely going to call that a firm suspension. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say this is firm. The other thing, of course, is to take it to a mechanic, and they can measure you for sag and all sorts of stuff to get the preload right.
Yeah. I've often thought about doing that and get them to set it up properly for me.
Something like 35 mils of sag is meant to be the sweet spot, apparently. I don't know where that figure's come from.
I'm sorry, mate, your voice is wavering.
Yeah.
As you hear us go,
Is it really? I'm trying to speak normally, but actually I'm just buzzing all over So yeah, the suspension's definitely firm, but it's what you want it for, isn't it? That's what it's supposed to be.
And equally, you can soften it up.
Yeah,
if you want
exactly.
to. that, look quick.
Fucking hell. My face hurts.
From the G-forces or smiling?
Both, I think.
However, you have just demonstrated why I swapped from a street triple to a Thruxton. Because it's just so damn easy to go fast.
Yeah, exactly.
And those bikes actually encourage you to do it. Because they're so damn good. It's all about willpower. It's just unfortunate I have none.
Yep, ditto. So I haven't actually talked about the bike very much. Right, so it's 189 kilograms dry, so let's call that 210 kilograms wet, 150 brake, 117 newton meters of torque, 15.5 litre tank, should give you a range of at least 130 miles really. It gives you a range to go, but it doesn't give you a fuel consumption. An average fuel consumption. Then again, most people aren't that bothered with that sort of thing, I don't think, with this sort of bike. It is very planted. It is very stable. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Here's a thought. Now, it's unfortunate we didn't have the Street RS to compare it next to. How would you out of 10, what would you give the handling on each of those?
This is quite good. I would say the Street Triple's much better. Much more intuitive. You sort with the Street Triple, it's so light and easy to ride. You sort of think your way around a corner.
Yeah, that's why I fell in love with it.
With this, you do have to ride it. You do have to direct it. You're much more involved in counter steering and and picking your line on a corner and everything. Whether that's just intimidation from the fact that it's a more powerful bike or not, I don't know.
How about the engine?
I mean, the Street Triple's more revvy. It hasn't got nearly the punch this has got, but this isn't. It's difficult because this isn't quite a punch. It's more of a surge that you get with the Thruxtons, but more so.
Okay.
It's with the sport mode throttle, it's a twitchier throttle, but you get used to grading that, so it's not too bad. Yes, a quick shifter would just make it absolutely hilarious. And this is comfortable, very comfortable. My back doesn't hurt at all, even though the suspension's quite firm. It just wants to... It does go where you want it to. It bounces around in the corners quite a bit, so I think you would have to play with the suspension a bit if this was your everyday bike, rather than just a track toy.
Yeah.
I think it feels less frantic than the Street Triple.
Oh, it should do.
And you can stay in a gear longer. It's obviously got taller gearing than the Street Triple.
I think it looks better, not by much, because they've obviously got very similar looks, and the Street Triple looks so racy, it looks really good. But I love the muscular look of that. It's a bigger bike. I look better on it. I feel better on it. The Street Triple was a bit cramped in the leg area. This is perfect for me. So for a bigger person, the Speed Triple makes more sense if you can afford the extra cash. But it has got more performance. It's got 20 odd more brake and something like 20 more torque. And it's only 20 kilograms heavier. So actually, yes, you've got bigger tyres, bigger wheels, more weight, but not a lot more weight. Now here's a question that isn't really relevant to a lot of people, certainly not that relevant to me.
Right.
But on a give and take, normal give and take B or A or B road, twisty A road, what do you think will be faster? Street RS or that?
This. If you were herring around on an A road, I mean, possibly the Street on a B road and this on an A road.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, but I'm not going as fast as you.
No, it's all right. I've slowed down.
Oh, good. It's all right. I'm catching up. Okay, Okay. Ah, big bug. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, shit. Oh,
What?
God. Oh, God.
Your mask all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just right. Oh, God, it's right in my face.
Oh dear. Choose your favourite gear to accelerate in.
4th foot of the speed.
All right.
That won't last long, though.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm backing off.
Me too. Oh.
Yeah.
What happened? I can't see you. Oh, I can. Hello?
You rather comprehensively bummed me there. To be fair, a lot of the advantage, initially the advantage was the fact that you just kept the same gear.
Yeah.
I had to go from 4th to 5th to 6th so quickly.
Yeah.
And once
I
you're in
never
6th, you
got into 6th. I was in 5th when I.
Once you're in 6th, the acceleration just tails off.
Well,
this isn't designed to go.
Yeah. Well, I never got into 6th. I pussied out.
Well, of course, and we never at any point went above 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. So that was quite something. So anyway, would you say that was impressive?
Yes.
As you say, that was quite comprehensive.
Yeah.
Good. Lovely.
Not that, but having said that, you know what? I don't care.
No. It wasn't. I've got a Thruxton. It wasn't. Let's see if
A willy waving yes or no.
exactly. Let's see if this bike is faster than your bike. It wasn't that. It was just to see how much more performance it's got.
Oh, I know. It's just that. It's this weird thing that I think in my younger days I would have perhaps gone, oh wow, that's so fast. I have to have that.
Yeah.
Now I just go, you know what? That just seemed so crazy
Yeah.
at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah. Right. It's
Hang on. Oh, look at that. Hang on a second. Hang on.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Right. Okay. Right, and accelerate. Dude, that looked awesome. You remember that bit of the cannonball run where the police are alongside the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
And it just goes, wah, wah. It was like that.
Well, it was a bit.
You're two hot girls in a Lamborghini.
The fact that the front wheel lifted up in 4th when I changed gear, I did a very little clutch up wheelie in 4th.
Right, I will say that sounded, being alongside you when you accelerated, that sounded amazing.
It is nice, isn't it?
And I'll tell you what, with the quick shifter, that was.
I think a quick shifter would be lethal, to be honest. But no, so real world, I'm doing just a little over 70 on the dual carriageway in 6th gear, pootling along, and it's more than comfortable. I'm putting up with the wind, I'm putting up with because the position is slightly leant forwards. Doing this speed is very, very comfortable. And on a dual carriageway, there's the odd bump, and there's the odd bit of crap tarmac, but it doesn't hurt, it doesn't go right up my bottom. More's the pity. So actually, it's a very comfortable, manageable ride. If you want a track bike that's good for everyday use, and we had street triples, so we're used to putting luggage on the back for Cornwall and stuff like that. It's not an impractical bike at all. This is a very, very good single owner bike. If it's just the only bike you want, but you want to do track days, very fast track days, let's face it, and get from A to B very quickly, and be comfortable, and have room for luggage, or a pillion, it's a bloody good bike. It's expensive, let's call it, I think, what was it, 13,200? 13,000 pounds?
That's not bad, though.
It's 12,500, 13, something like that. I'll clarify that with a little bit of text here. Yeah, it's really nice. I really like this. If it was classically styled, I wouldn't be getting anything else. No, it's a very, very good machine, chaps and chapettes. You don't need it unless you're going on a track. McLaren! No, I didn't just do that. No, we're not going to chase the McLaren. We're not.
We're not.
We're not.
No, we're not.
definitely not going to do that. Oh, he's pulling off! Oh, he pulled me off! It's a nice car.
Yeah, that's nice.
Pity it's an old man with a bad back. I assume he's got a bad back, he's an old man.
It's not a tunnel to go fast through, is it?
No.
The gravel down the middle of the road, I think, puts paid to that. What are
Ready?
they doing? That sounded so good.
I don't think I got very high in the revs though.
No, it's too short a space, but scientific I feel that was.
So, before my battery runs out, in conclusion, I hope we've done enough here. I'm going to put some facts at the end, or if you really want to know the bore and the stroke and all that fun shit. But hopefully we've done enough sort of real world stuff. Obviously we haven't taken it off-road, but I don't think you will either. Track day, possibly it is necessary for this bike. Not sure I'll be allowed to borrow one for that. But thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to ask more questions in the comments. I'll do the searching the answers for you. Thank you for watching. It's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from...
me. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Lovely. Mwah, mwah. Lovely. Ah, yes, additional. The throw on the gear lever of the Speed Triple's quite long. It could do with adjusting because I was having to lift my foot up quite high, and it was a bit annoying, really. Whereas it doesn't feel like it snicks into gear quite like the Thruxton does, because the Thruxton has a very short throw, doesn't it?
Yes.
And the lever just needs adjusting a bit as well, because it's quite high up as well. So it feels like you're bending your foot too high up to use it. Well, he's got a good lick on for a van driver. I said lick. Oh dear, I'm nearly out of fuel.